Dun, 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 dun.
I thought Bear Grylls was a National Geographic exclusive guy. Apparently not. I guess he's been running the show for a while on Netflix. It's called You vs. Wild. This is a special edition, though, from what I understand. I guess a bit of a child of that original program, if you want to call it that. You versus Wild Out Cold, which sounds interesting. I haven't seen too much of Bear Grylls over my life. I did, though, and I've talked about this before, as a Gina Carano supporter, I was very excited by the fact we actually got that episode in the Bear Grylls lineup, because some of you might not be aware, I don't know, but she was supposed to be in one of the episodes of the new season. And mysteriously, after the whole Lucasfilm fiasco and the way they treated Gina Carano, which I've still not forgiven, by the way. I've not forgiven Disney in that regard. Okay, Disney maybe a little more, but they're still the parent company. They sign the checks and they authorize things, but Lucasfilm, I'm sure, could have pulled, some manipulation. We all know how, the Lucasfilm crew operates, and it's truly unfortunate, but that Gina was thrown in the middle of that. It was crazy. But I made this channel in a way kind of the Gina Carano support channel. That's kind of, that's how I felt. Because again, it did really aggravate me when that decision went forward. But she was supposed to be in one of the episodes, and she had mentioned this on Twitter. She was all excited about it. And then mysteriously, the episode disappeared from the lineup. And of course, you have all the weirdos on Twitter that were celebrating. Because of course they were. Those people don't care about it. They claim it's like, oh, we care about justice. No, they don't. They just want they want control. They want to win. They want attention. It didn't work because we had all the people that did support her. I would love to believe the fact that we actually got it back, which I would imagine people share that sympathy, because the episode suddenly did reappear in the lineup after people started talking about it. Like, why is the show deleted? And the episode mysteriously just popped back in. Now, perhaps Bear Grylls, I'm sure, was involved to some capacity in getting that one. Maybe he pushed for it. Because, the pictures that Gina was posting, at least, it was really cool to watch. She was very excited when the episode debuted and that it was going to be in the lineup. And the episode was really good, actually. It was like her scaling I forget where it was, but a winter mountain. It was a very adventurous episode. Incredible to watch. But again, that was like my first take with Bear Grylls. And I did enjoy the episode. I would be open to watching more of his show. And I understand he does this routinely with very prominent people in Hollywood. Or maybe other people in the community. I have no idea. But I've seen most of like high-level Hollywood actors. But let's take a look at this new show, You vs. Wild, on Netflix, or Out Cold specifically. Now, there's parts of this I'm not sure. Well, we'll get to that. Let me read the synopsis first. This is according to IMDb. Follows Bear Grylls after a plane crash in the ice-ravaged mountains, where he finds himself with amnesia and tries to save himself and the pilot from the harsh winter elements. So there's one thing I'm not completely familiarized with. And granted, it's been a long time since I've been on Netflix. That's where the show is going on. And currently, I've been saying this for the past couple months. Ever since really summer of 2020, I've been in a Netflix boycott. I still have been. Cuties really offended me. And so at this point, I'm like, well, in that case, well, to put it better, I think, or better articulate it, it's kind of a criminal movie. And so I said, you know what, this shouldn't be on the platform. And I said, I'm not going to give Netflix a penny of my money while they have that content on there. So I'm watching that Texas indictment case go through. That was supposedly delayed by COVID, but I'm hoping it goes through because, man, I want that show gone. But anyway, again, some people are like, oh, are you advocating for cancel culture? No, that show is awful. That show should not be on the platform. It's child grooming. I absolutely oppose that. You gotta put the line in the sign somewhere. And yeah, if I had to say goodbye to Cobra Kai and Stranger Things for a time being, it's hard, but I will do it. But anyway, maybe one day when Netflix comes to their senses, or, the government says, hey, you need to get rid of that, I'll be able to hop back on the platform. And I will try and make an effort to watch the show. Because again, I did enjoy that one episode of Bear Grylls. And I would like, again, to see the format, because I don't have a clear sense on how this show operates. They call this an interactive series, and I tried to get a gist of it from looking at a couple Wikipedia entries on the show, or regarding past entries, I guess. And it sounds like it's audience driven, but there's the element of choice into wherever story goes. I'm not sure how that functions in the platform. Maybe do you click a button and then you can see that path of the story go in different directions? Did they record multiple different standpoints of taking an adventure for, there's an element of choice in regard in how you watch it? I don't know how the interactive series part works. Maybe this trailer will give me a better sense, but this is definitely a fresh look on many levels. Again, I haven't seen the You versus Wild show, and I have really a very limited understanding of what exactly an interactive series would act like. It's mostly on my part just general summations. But let's go ahead and take a look at this episode, or I guess this special of the show. the main trailer for it and see how it actually, works. As always, we're going to watch the trailer for this first, and we will talk about it more in my condensed review segment. Follow us watching the video together. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look. Some similarities, by the way, to Gina Carano's episode in like the scale of the mountain journey or ice ravaged environment. Maybe her episode was like the installment or the idea for like, hey, we'll do this show next. It's pretty.
Need a knife. My head. I don't recognize myself. I'm not going to survive long out here if I don't find water and food and shelter. I'm going to need your help here. Hungry, thirsty.
Okay, so you do like push your... Oh, okay. So you do push your button. And they filmed it, I guess, on a different perspective.
Shelter. That's going to be a good idea. I can remember being in a crash.
So we need to be out here even longer to just get all the footage.
Can you hear me?
Bear? I need your help. I'm on the other side of the mountain, and I'm afraid the plane is gonna go over the edge.
Just hold tight. We're gonna find you.
I imagine there's a general story involved. Like, there's maybe one cohesive timeline of, like, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Straight over
right?
This mountain. Or we use some of these tunnels through the mountain.
There's only one successful path, and you have to guess that. Otherwise, maybe there's alternates. I have no idea.
Pilot needs our help. My instinct says one of these is gonna make me sick. Make one mistake now, and that's a definite death drop.
Eating that bug or whatever.
What is that? Let's keep moving on. Pick up the pace a bit. Do not want to be stuck in these tunnels with whatever that is.
It should be an interesting series. We'll see how it turns out. But, eating the bugs, it did remind me of the Bear Grylls episode of Gina. What did he make her eat? Like maggot cakes? It was weird. I get it. Like, survival food, if you're out there. And he did it like, we're going to have pizza. Man, and then watching her face, yeah, of course, I would be like that. I don't eat bugs. I don't eat bugs. And I was like, ew, it was gross. But I get it. You're out in the wild. It's adventurous. Fine. Okay, so the interactive show model, essentially, it's like a choose-your-own-adventure sort of story with, I guess, it just on the cinematic space. That's very interesting. I mean, it's a clever idea. I guess that would work with Netflix. Although, because some of these shows end up getting put on, like, well, I guess you could do it. Some Netflix shows, from time to time have gone on to, on DVD. They just have. I mean, not every show, but a lot of them have, and to different levels. And I guess maybe you could just push like a DVD button. In that case, they could program it in. But that is an interesting idea. Like a choose your own adventure through some sort of natural environment trek escapade. I mean, it looks fun. Again, like sort of like a Survivor series. I'm curious though to see, like, is there one intended path for you to go on? Or can you navigate this adventure to different extremes and make it Bear Grylls and do her everything? I mean, talk about devotion. He made this series, I guess, for the viewer's choice. Be like, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that. It sounds fun. Again, like I said, this is very much like a first exposure for me to interactive content on Netflix, as they call it. So I'm fascinated by the idea, and I wonder how that'll be used in the future. I mean, this is just one show. And that's, a format, I guess, that could be applied to many different types of stories. You could be looking at some cool content coming up. I have no idea. I don't know how long this has been going on either, but it sounds fresh to me. What are your guys' thoughts with You versus Wild Out Cold? And for those of you who've seen the show, is the entire show like this? I mean, I guess if it's the name You versus Wild, but does the show operate like on a general level according to, that model? Or is it just the special editions? Because I know at least this is the second of 2. Let me know down below. Don't forget all good stuff. I'd like you to subscribe to sharing that bell. And until we can look at more in the future from Netflix or Bear Grylls or whatever trailer we get to watch next to the first time, I'll see you guys then. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I love you guys. Remember to love your fellow man. God bless and peace.